In today's world, history is not just found in textbooks. It's streamed into our homes, dramatized, romanticized, and sometimes weaponized. And no one is doing this more effectively or more controversially than Netflix. But what happens when entertainment becomes the new historian? Today, we're pulling back the curtain on how Netflix is rewriting history, one binge-worthy episode at a time, and why it matters more than you think. Entertainment or education? Netflix calls itself a streaming platform, not a history book. But that hasn't stopped it from diving headfirst into history. From royal dramas like The Crown, to gritty war retellings like All Quiet on the Western Front, and even controversial true crime series like Dahmer. Each of these shows blends fact with fiction, drama with documentary-style realism. But here's the question: where does entertainment end? And where does manipulation begin? Studies from the University of Illinois show that audiences often retain factoids from historical dramas as truth, regardless of historical accuracy. Netflix isn't just entertaining you, it's teaching you. And what it teaches often leaves out nuance, or worse, invents narratives that never happened. The Crown and the royal controversy. Take The Crown, for example. One of Netflix's most successful historical series. Lavishly produced and widely watched, it paints a compelling picture of Queen Elizabeth II's reign. But British historians and even members of the royal family have accused it of distorting the truth, dramatizing conversations that were never recorded, fabricating scandals, and portraying key figures in unflattering lights. In 2022, then UK Culture Secretary Oliver Dowden asked Netflix to add a disclaimer making it clear that The Crown is a work of fiction. Netflix refused. For millions, the version of events shown on Netflix becomes the history. And the public's perception of Prince Charles, Diana, and even Queen Elizabeth herself is shaped not by historians, but by Hollywood scriptwriters. When true crime becomes true drama, Netflix has also capitalized on the explosive popularity of true crime, but with it comes ethical landmines. In 2022, Dahmer Monster. The Jeffrey Dahmer story quickly became one of Netflix's most watched series. But it also sparked outrage. Families of Dahmer's victims accused Netflix of re-traumatizing them, dramatizing their pain without consent. Some claimed the show got basic facts wrong, or sensationalized events for views. Netflix profited. The families relived a nightmare. When retelling recent, raw events, the line between dramatization and exploitation becomes dangerously thin. Rewriting Black history. Netflix has also attempted to spotlight Black history, but not without backlash. Take Queen Cleopatra, a docudrama released in 2023. Produced by Jada Pinkett Smith, the series cast a Black actress as Cleopatra, igniting global controversy. Egyptian scholars and government officials accused the series of historical distortion. They argued Cleopatra was of Macedonian Greek origin, not sub-Saharan African. Legal actions were threatened, petitions were signed, and debates over representation versus historical accuracy exploded online. Netflix defended the show as reimagining. But critics argued this wasn't just reimagination, it was misinformation. While diversity matters, so does truth. When platforms alter history to fit modern narratives, they risk replacing education with ideology. The algorithm's influence on what history gets told. Unlike traditional broadcasters, Netflix doesn't just produce content. It curates it for each viewer using sophisticated algorithms. That means your version of history on Netflix isn't even universal. It's personalized. Watch one documentary on colonialism, and you're likely to see more content reinforcing a specific narrative, but miss a different perspective. And it's as if it never existed. Netflix's algorithm doesn't prioritize balance, it prioritizes engagement. This personalization can create echo chambers, even in history. When nations push back. Some governments have begun to push back. In 2024, Poland's National Institute of Remembrance filed complaints against a Netflix documentary series, The Devil Next Door, for suggesting Polish complicity in Nazi crimes. Netflix apologized and re-edited the series. In Turkey, a series titled Rise of Empires, Ottoman was praised for nationalistic storytelling, but criticized by Western scholars for glorifying imperialism. Netflix is increasingly caught in the crossfire between nations defending their histories and global audiences hungry for compelling drama. The business of history. Why does Netflix do it? Because history sells. Historical dramas are cheaper than blockbusters, appeal to educated audiences, and are easy to localize across cultures. In a competitive streaming war, dramatized history is a goldmine, requiring fewer special effects, reusable sets, and public domain material. Netflix isn't rewriting history because it's evil. It's doing it because it's profitable. But the consequences go far beyond profit margins. History is more than just dates and events. It's a shared memory, a national conscience. When that memory is manipulated, societies can become misinformed, divided, or even radicalized. We've seen it before: propaganda disguised as education, myths that justify wars, narratives that erase atrocities. Netflix isn't state propaganda, but its reach is arguably greater. Over 250 million people subscribe to Netflix. What it shows them about the past shapes the present. It's not all bad. Netflix has produced powerful, well-researched documentaries and dramas. When They See Us brought international attention to racial injustice in the US. The Social Dilemma sparked debate over digital ethics. 13th offered a compelling, fact-based examination of systemic racism. These examples show Netflix can tell hard truths when it chooses to. The key lies in accountability, disclaimers, and transparency, and in viewers demanding more than just drama. So, is Netflix rewriting history? Yes. Sometimes irresponsibly, sometimes brilliantly. But in either case, it's changing how we remember our world, one episode at a time. At Past Pulse, we believe history should challenge, not comfort, enlighten, not entertain. Because if we let our past be edited for views, what does that say about our future? If you found this deep dive eye-opening, subscribe to Past Pulse, where history's hidden truths come to light. Like, comment with your thoughts on Netflix's role in shaping history, and share this video to keep the conversation alive. The past may be behind us, but its pulse still echoes, here at Past Pulse.